Hello there, my name is Song Sonamzi. Welcome to the DIG Golf Talk Show. Today we're going to be starting one of our episodes, but we are honored to have Mzwakhe to join us. Thank you, Mzwakhe, so much for joining us. Good evening.
Good evening. It's a pleasure to join you on your podcast.
Awesome. Thank you so much.
Heard a lot about it.
Oh, already?
Yeah, I have.
So how did you hear about us? Tell me about that.
I've seen a few episodes online and I've seen a few clips as well. Yeah.
Awesome.
I've seen it online.
Thank you so much for joining us. Matter of fact, Mzwakhe, to introduce him, is a PGA qualified professional. Just qualified about 2 years ago from the PGA of South Africa. It's a daunting course that you have to go through. This gentleman took the test and the journey and kept digging all the way until he gets to be qualified PGA professional. We don't have a lot of black PGA professionals, so we're going to be talking to Mzwakhe today. Backstory first. How did you start playing the game of golf?
I started playing the game of golf in Kenneth Dube's Golf Academy in the East Rand, Royal Oak. I was around 11, 12, and I started in his academy, and that's how I started playing the golf.
So when you started with it, how hard was it? Was it harder than you think, or Kanye was easier than you think? Because I know a lot of you guys think that it's easy, you just hit the ball.
No,
was it easier or was it tougher?
It was definitely difficult, and it was a challenge that I actually enjoyed, to be honest. A lot of guys that I started playing with ended up quitting, fell out of the way, and for me, I just kept on practicing, and the more I practiced, the better I became, and the more fun I had on the golf course. And from there onwards, that was me with the golf.
Awesome. So you're talking about the other guys that left along the way. So what kept you going, and what is the learning lesson on that?
For me, it was just getting better each and every day. I mean, you can never be perfect at golf, so it's every day brings a new challenge, and once you hit that desired shot, there's no better feeling than that, I'm afraid.
It keeps bringing you back.
It keeps bringing you back.
So let's not go too far. Talking about Kenneth Dube, my good friend, my mentor. How did he inspire you, and how did he help you to actually get out of that chai zone to be where you are now?
So we used to practice together, play together. We used to play after the academy. We used to play some matches, play with him, and also have some lessons one-on-one. So because he saw that I was interested in this game, and then he was like, no, let me try and help this young man. And from there we just became almost like friends, playing every Saturday.
More like, no, don't say friends. They are more like father and son.
More like father and son. Yeah.
No, I'm kidding. But on that note, where were you when you started? Did you wanted to play professionally, or you wanted to be a club pro? Where were you when you started? Tell me the truth, man.
Initially, I wanted to play on tour as well. Play in the PGA Tour with the best players in the world. And I really tried, gave it my best shot, practiced hard. But due to other engagements, especially with school and stuff, couldn't really practice as much as I wanted. Hence, becoming a club pro was the next best thing that I could do, which was going to keep me as close as possible to that playing career that I wanted.
Talking about club pros, that tells us, when did you start to join the PGA of South Africa?
I joined the PGA of South Africa 2018, 2019. That's when I started with my first year as an apprentice with the PGA of South Africa.
That's wonderful. So that tells us a lot, is why that if you can't play, you can still be within the game of golf and be a club pro. What did that teach you? That you can still be within the game of golf. But now what do you say to somebody that wants to play but not knowing about the side of the club pro? What benefits can they get out of that?
I mean, the PGA offers a lot of courses in terms of managing the golf side of the business, like being a club pro, being a coach, greenkeeper. There's a lot that you can do within the PGA once you get your qualification. So it's not only about just the playing. There's a lot that we do behind the scenes as the PGA members.
Awesome. You can be, to add on top of that, you can actually be a club manager. You can be a director of golf. You can be a rules official. You can be another Song Sonamzi that just starts his own academy in a game of golf. Beautiful story. What were the tough things within the PGA as you were going through the schooling? Just like you started when you started playing badly, but you kept going. So what would you say is the relationship between that struggle of golf and maybe the struggles that you have within the PGA?
The obvious one would be the financial side of it. So I had to actually find a job and work at the golf course so that I can maybe pay half of my fees, help out the parents, and also just trying to get funding. That was the most difficult, and also studying in between that and the job. So those are some of the struggles that I've actually faced within the PGA.
So what are you learning out of that? That there is a challenge, there is a tough shot that you need to hit. What do you have to do with the tough shot of finances? What are you advising somebody out there that has the same challenge that you have, who says, I want to do it, but the finances are giving me problems? What kind of options can you give them?
So the option is like mine that I chose. You can just go and work in the golf industry in the pro shop. They're always looking for apprentices to join them, the club pros. So you can work in the golf industry in order to get funding for yourself. And also there are other companies that do offer sponsorships and learnerships, so you can also look into that. They're always online. You can go on PGA SA online and you will find a lot of opportunities there.
Talking about that then, so big ups actually to the PGA of South Africa, which I'm part of that school there. Pretty proud of what they're doing and exposing that guys can actually be in love within the game of golf. They don't have to go to high school and actually go to do engineering. I did public administration and management, but I didn't want to do that. So because of the PGA that opens that up, I was able to get that. Big up to the PGA of South Africa.
Definitely. I mean, the PGA of South Africa has really made it available for everyone to really like venture into the golf industry. I mean, you just need your matric in order to get started with it, and then from there on, who knows, the world is your oyster.
Exactly. The dig is your oyster. Talking about that, you find yourself within the DIG Foundation. Now you are one of the coaches of the Dig Foundation. Tell the people, how did you get to rub shoulders with the Dig Foundation?
Initially, when I started with the PGA, I wanted to do coaching. That was the one thing that interested me in a lot of the other categories that we've spoken about that you can do. So coaching was one of the ones that I was really passionate about. And joining the Dig was through, again, the Kenneth Dube Golf Academy. I started doing some junior coaching there with Kenneth, and then got a hold of Mr. Songs with the DIG, and then now I'm really excited to be part of the team DIG. I just recently started, so I'm really excited and interested in seeing what's gonna happen in the future. Thank
you so much for joining us. We're proud of having you, and as a PGA qualified professional, one thing I like about the guys that have actually gone schooling is a test that they went through. I know that you've went through the test of struggling within the game of golf, and then you went to the PGA and struggled with that. That's a tenacity, that's perseverance that I think you're going to bring back to the DIG. What more can we expect from you as a PGA professional to the DIG?
I expect, for me personally, to be one of the best coaches around here in South Africa. That's the main goal. And also to grow the DIG family, grow it nationally, take it internationally even. I mean, there's no limit to where it can end up. So I'm really interested into growing it and also growing myself as a coach.
Talking about growing, how about the junior development? How important is it for us to start with the kids and grow them for the future golfers, maybe future professionals? How important is junior development?
Junior development is very important because it's easier for them as youngsters to get into the game without all the frustrations that we have as grown-ups. At the early age, it's easy to pick up a lot of things and to pick up the right fundamentals. And also, I mean, if we don't teach them at a young age, then we're never going to have any golfers coming through and putting in the money back into the golf. So, I mean, there's a lot of adults who I've also encountered and coached that have said that if only I could have started this earlier. And I mean, the earlier the better.
So you're giving them a chance to start early so that there's no regret that, oh, because it was apartheid, I should have started earlier on. If my father was a golfer, I would have been a pro. I've met so many guys that are like 18 handicap, and the guy is 50 years old. He says to me, if I started earlier on, I would have been tall. All those dreams, né? But now you're giving them a reality to start early. Not that those guys are telling the truth, but they're making excuses. Yes. Thank you so much for that. Also, I see you have a love of coaching kids. You're getting along with a lot of kids. What kind of technique somebody else who's an apprentice or who just graduated, how do you make sure that you get a lot of camaraderie, or what we call it, you mingle with the kids pretty well? What causes that? What style are you using for that?
For me, it's just all about having fun with the kids. I mean, first things first, let's have fun. We don't want to make it a professional environment. We want to make it a place where like they'll keep on coming. So just having fun, playing around. I mean, also having conversations with the kids, that helps a lot. I mean, at the end of the day, the concentration span of a kid is not the same as of an adult. So you want to keep it as fun, keep them engaged. That's all that I do. Just have fun with kids. Don't take it too professional and introduce a lot of mechanics and all that. Just keep it simple and the kids will love it, I'm sure.
So you are pushing the fun first and then the technique follows up within that fun. You want to make sure that you are getting along with them, they are enjoying the game. That's a priority. That's what you will teach somebody who's starting now to coach. Yeah. Say, let the kids have fun.
Yeah, let them have fun so that they keep on coming back. Not like school whereby they'll like, like to go to school. They're like, I have to really go to school. So you want to make it fun so that they can't wait to come the next time.
That will help us to have fun.
To help them as well on a regular basis. We want them to keep coming.
Well, thank you so much on that. I really appreciate that. It's very important. Otherwise, we will not have future golfers if the juniors don't fit into the program. With the DIG, you'll be able to do that. Now, let me talk to you about the AI now that is coming into that. How important and what technologies are you getting into now that you're going to bring to the DIG? And how important is that technology, talking about that artificial intelligence, into the game of golf?
The AI, actually, all technology, to really like narrow it down, it helps to put things into perspective so that when you're coaching someone, they can see what we're talking about. Sometimes people get into their own minds a little bit, whereby like you are saying something, but I can't see the proof. So when I bring the proof to the pudding, essentially, that's it, and it does.
Evidence on that, on what they're saying. Yes. The flight scope, what are you finding that machine for now?
That machine is one of the best. I mean, it's got all the simple aspects that we always talk about as coaches, but now it makes it easier for us now to see it, and for the client to come through and see what we're talking about exactly. When we're telling you that your swing path is coming over the top, or your face is open, now you can see it for yourself. So that thing, it's a game changer.
Talking about the swing path, as a coach, what do you find is a common shot for beginners or high handicappers, and how do they fix that?
For me, it's a big slice. That's the most common. It's coming over the top with the open club face. So their path will be in and out, and then with the open club face. So the easiest way to fix that, it's either you can, actually the simplest for me would rather to just focus on the club face. Get that club face nice and square, you'll start hitting a nice fade.
So what do they tend to do? They tend to open the club face?
Yes, they tend to open the club face a lot and swing out to in.
Out to in, just cut across it,
nah? Cut across it. With the open face, the ball is always going to go left to right every day.
You are being so fair. You're saying that's a fade or that's a slice. That's not a slice, Mzwakhe. That's a whole cake. I've seen a guy hitting it from left to right to another fairway. Yeah. You ever played this golf course called Observatory? There's like 4 everywhere. So I was playing with this guy and I told him, he said, oh, that's a slice. I'm like, my guy, that's not a slice, that's the whole cake. So we've got a lot of those. So they can come and be able to have evidence using the flight scope.
Yes, that you can see it yourself I mean, when we're talking about, okay, you're coming over there, so then you can see as well what we're talking about.
All right.
Not me just telling
Not
you.
you just telling you, nah? Telling the client. All right, another part that I want to ask you about, now that you're a qualified PGA professional, how important is the mental side of golf?
Mental side of golf is very important because at the end of the day, for me, we'll start with the amateurs, people that play the game for fun. The reason you are playing the game is for fun. You came to have fun on the golf course. We don't want you to be now stressed about, oh, I missed this short putt, oh, I didn't hit it close enough to the hole. So that mentality of hitting the ball close to the hole, that's the one. Those big expectations, we want to manage our expectations. So that's when the mental part of the game comes. And also after hitting a bad shot, I mean, move on, it's done. There's nothing you can do about the previous shot. The only thing you can control is the now and the here. The rest you can't control. So we need to be in a right state of mind mentally to be able to have fun on the golf course. And for professionals, I mean, I think you would elaborate more on that one. I mean, you have to have your mind in the right place in order to play good golf.
You know, when I think the golfers have the right place in the right mind, when they walk into the gate of Kalame Golf Club, they come to the pro shop, all looking good, you know what I'm saying? They're in a good state of mind. The minute they start on that tee box with high expectations that today I want to shoot my best score, that expectation is going to mess them up.
True.
If they get angry over a shot like you're pushing the fan, they get angry over the hole, does that affect the next hole, Zoe?
It does. I mean, it carries over from shot to shot. That expectation, I mean, you expected to hit the ball close and now you've hit it 20, 25 feet away from the hole and now you're disappointed at yourself. Going into that putt, that 25-footer, in the wrong state of mind is going to affect that putt. You're never going to put it in the hole or close because you still stuck up on that previous shot.
So what you're telling me that don't only take your golf swing to the golf club or your golf bag, also take your right state of mind so that you can be able to play better golf.
Yes.
That's very important. The last part that I want to ask you about, Zoe, is how important is the course management? You talked about expectations where the guys, I was playing with this guy. He had a 40-meter chip shot. He started saying to the kid, please take the flag out. So I knew that we're going to be here the whole day. Course management, how important is that?
It goes hand in hand with the expectations. So course management, try and play, try and score rather than trying to be a hero. Just try and put the ball where you know that you're going to score better. That's course management because it will help manage those expectations. We can't hit every ball close to the hole every single time. Let's try and manage the way that we think and approach every shot. And also, I mean, that's course management on its own right there. Right, like from where you want to place the ball. You want to keep the ball right in front of you and avoid a lot of trouble. I mean, that's course management right there. Just to manage the expectations.
And don't make it worse.
Yeah.
I like that we are saying that don't get into trouble, because my biggest golf tip of the day is to say that what you play bad is because of the high number of bogeys, not because you're not making birdies. You guys go out there and try to chase birdies and end up making bogeys and doubles. Tip of the day is don't try to make birdies, try to avoid big numbers on the golf course. So that you manage your expectations, you will have a better day if you are doing that. Talking about golf, they say golf teaches a lot of life skills like respect, honesty, being on time. One of our juniors, we teach them a lot. Actually, all our juniors, we teach them to be 30 minutes ahead of the tee time. What are the life skills that you have learned, like patience and being strategic, like when you're putting a long putt and try to get it close? What are the lessons that you could say, young man, you have learned within your golf journey as in life skills in the game of golf?
I mean, you've already touched up on some of the aspects that I've actually learned. I mean, patience is one of the biggest one. Just to wait your time. I mean, if I didn't have this patience, I wouldn't be sitting here as a fully qualified PGA member, or I wouldn't have even stuck it up with golf this long. I would have done something else different. So it's patience, strategy. You know how to actually, and also how to manage your time That's the most important, because on the golf course, once you miss your tee of time, that's it. You're done. You go back home, or you're disqualified from a tournament. So it teaches you time management, to be on time, honesty. You're playing there on your own. You need to count each and every shot. So you can't say you've made a 4 when as you've made a 5. So that teaches you a lot of honesty as well. So I think those are the 3 biggest lessons that I've learned. Patience, how to strategize your life, not even your career or anything, just your life in general, and also time management. Those are the 3 biggest lessons that I've learned.
Beautiful. Talking about time management. In golf, what is the consequence if you are being late, to be specific? Let's say you are arriving, your group is already gone. What are the rules within that time management that enforces the kids to make sure that they are always on time?
You're disqualified. I mean, if you are late, if you miss your tee of time, it's disqualification.
I once had a disqualification playing my first PAT in the US. Friend of mine picked me up to go all the way across the bridge, the George Washington Bridge, to New Jersey. We get there, the guys were moving up to the first tee already. I got disqualified, it felt painful. But the lesson that I learned on that is always be on time, or actually be ahead of time in the game of golf. Always want to beat time and not be behind time. Otherwise, you'll be disqualified in the game of golf. So, punctuality, that's what golf teaches us. All right, so I want to give a weekly golf etiquette. Golf teaches a lot of etiquette, not just the rules, how to play, how to score, but etiquette. On a putting green, what etiquette can you tell that guys need to be careful of so that we don't piss off somebody else when you're doing that? What rules, etiquette we can learn from the Dig coach?
Okay, there's a couple for me. Is make sure that you mark your ball properly with a coin or a flat object, something that's not going to offend someone. Not like a big marker. Some people don't like that. Just a nice coin. Mark your ball properly, and also don't step on someone's line of putting. So try and not step even on their follow-through line. So just try and not step on someone's line. That's the biggest one. I think all golfers hate that. You stepping on my line, I mean, already it's an offense to me. It's not an offense in terms of rules, but etiquette-wise, it's not nice to step on someone's line. And also marking your ball. One of the things that I don't like is you marking with the tee. So now I'm seeing this big tee on my line, and I'm like, where am I supposed to go now? So just try and mark your ball properly and don't step on someone's line.
Talking about stepping on somebody's line, that's my biggest one there that I don't like. Stepping on somebody's line, that's like taking my chick, man. You can't do that. That's not allowed in the golf course. Don't step on somebody's line, but to add on that, you don't walk behind them while they are putting. No movements when you're putting, on the front or on the back. You're better off being directly in front of the man or behind him here. You cannot be on this peripheral there. Otherwise, you're going to distract the man when he's putting. That's the Dig golf etiquette of the week. Today, we're closing with the tip of the day, how to play the bunker shot. I know a lot of people would get here and start kwababa when they get here. You don't want to be doing that. So today I'm going to show you how to play a good bunker shot. Let me tell you what a lot of people tend to do first of all. They try to scoop the ball out, which becomes a problem. If you're going to try to scoop it, you're going to end up doing something like this and miss it, and the ball will still be here. We want to allow the club to get the ball out, not us trying to scoop it out of the bunker. How do we do that? The ball position, first of all, we want to be on the left foot here, in line with the left foot there, and we want the club face to be open, not closed. Remember, you're not chipping here. You want this ball to go high, so if you're going to do that, you want to open the club face. Also, we don't want to use this part of the club to hit the ball. We actually want to use the bounce of the club to hit the sand and get the ball out. It is the only shot in golf that you don't hit the golf ball. You hit the sand, and the sand takes the golf ball out. Let me say that again. You hit the sand, and the sand takes the ball out, not you. Also, you don't try to scoop it up, because if you try to scoop it up, you're going to open the club too much and the ball won't get out. So what is this that you want to do, Songs? You want to make sure that the foot, your left foot, the ball position, and you're hitting the sand, and you're still continuing that movement there without this flicker stuff there. You want to keep the club face there and hit the sand. Boom. And the sand takes the ball out. Make sure that you don't try to scoop it out. you're using the loft of the club to get it out, not you trying to do this. Is the biggest problem, because sometimes you're gonna hit it and try to do this and hit it mazinho.com, which is what you don't want to do. If you want more bunker lessons, let's help you at the Kalami Golf Club. Thank you so much for watching the Dig Golf Talk Show. We're our guest today, Mzwakhe. We really appreciate you. Please like, share, and subscribe to our channel so that you can see whatever that we're coming up with in Dig Golf Talk Show.